I haven't made a podcast in quite some time, so I'm excited to do this. Um, in reality, the things stopping me from doing it are just procrastinating, kind of hesitation to spread certain information. Because in reality, I'm 21 years old, I turn 22 next month. It can sometimes be scary to release my opinions and my like information on certain topics, because in reality, like, there's probably a lot of holes in my stories and in my advice. um, I'm still learning. I'm still a student of life, and I'll be a student of life my entire time of living until the day I die. So today, what I'm doing a podcast on is finding success at anything you put your mind to do. And you might say, Joey, you're not like the most successful person in the world. You're 21. You still have a lot to prove. And yeah, you're right. I still do have a lot to prove. But I think that my career in bodybuilding and my career in the fitness world has taught me the certain skills that are required of being a successful person in a business world or whatever it may be. I truly think that I've developed the skills that I can accomplish and achieve anything I put my mind to. So I kind of wrote some things down that I think are crucial if you're trying to achieve anything. If it's achieving that body, if it's achieving financial freedom, if it's achieving, getting over relationships and just expressing yourself to maybe the opposite sex or whatever it may be. Like literally anything you want to achieve that you're for some reason not able to accomplish because of certain things in your way. I think that the skills that I have written down or the traits could very much benefit you into that journey. So first of all, I have written down is open-mindedness. So what I mean by that is just going into life and going into approach as if everybody has something to offer you and something to teach you. Okay, there might be some people that aren't as successful, quote unquote successful as you already, or maybe they're they're older, but they still have something to teach you. You just have to find out, and maybe might not be bodybuilding, because why would you want to listen to somebody's advice that they haven't achieved what you are thriving to achieve? So, for example, for me, I don't take advice from my grandparents financially because financially I don't want to be in their position. So why would I listen to what they have to say? But that's a really closed-minded view on it. And I think that, yes, I need to take things with a grain of salt, take just 2 cents out of their dollar, but they still have things to teach me, regardless if I want to think that, okay, I can't listen to everything they're saying. Things either make sense or they don't make sense. If it makes sense, not as in like, oh, they're right, I shouldn't take that chance, makes sense? No. You should take that chance. You need to take risk to be successful in certain areas, okay? Like, you don't gain muscle without taking risk of lifting heavy weight and risking injuring yourself, or risking financial issues because you have to pay for all the food and supplements or whatever it may be. You take risk like that. So it's the same in anything you're doing. So having an open mind, being receptive and really letting people at least choose wisely as to who you let give you the information and who you receive the most from. They say you are a reflection of the 5 closest people in your life. So, having mentors who are ahead of you in the game of whatever you're trying to achieve is almost crucial to, speeding that up, because you can do it all yourself. But having somebody that's already accomplished it will just speed the whole process up and just make the whole process easier with less failures and less mistakes to happen. So what I have next is a good listener. And a good listener is a little bit different than having an open mind. A good listener is someone who will we have 2 ears and we have 1 mouth for a reason, okay? We're meant to listen more than we're meant to talk. Okay, some people might come to you for advice directly, and at that point, you may talk more. But when you are trying to learn, when you are trying to progress in whatever you're doing, and you're talking to somebody who's a little bit farther accomplished than you and a little bit more developed than you in that area, be a listener. Ask questions, dive into, if they give you an answer, ask, why do you believe that? What factors led to you believing that? And have you always thought that way? And why do you think this way now, if so? Really be a good listener, really pay attention and dig at their story and find out what they think and why they think that. I think that's really crucial to anything. Third, I have self-education. So even if you're going to school, guys, I really think that you have to, if you're trying to be successful at anything, you need to be self-educating yourself. You need to be spending your spare time taking interest in whatever you're trying to accomplish and learning about it. So, for example, in my bodybuilding, when I first started, everybody, goes around asking other people for questions. I wasn't like that. I spent literally hours on YouTube every day just asking questions. Going on bodybuilding.com, reading their posts and their forums, and there was some word of mouth passage going on, but you have to be careful because there's a lot of bro science going out there. There's a lot of people who aren't educated, who are just spreading what they know and it's general knowledge and it's not specialized. So self-educate yourself. It's a good habit to form, and when you are able and you learn the skill that is educating yourself, you can do it to anything you want to. So let's just say you're a bodybuilder, and like me, I'm a bodybuilder, but now I'm trying to conquer the business realm. So I'm using my power to go learn about bodybuilding and my efforts and my interests, and I'm moving it and obsessing now with a different realm of life and a different strength and a whole different world. Okay, and it's awesome because I was taught the skills through bodybuilding that I can now move over and incorporate into my other aspects of my life. So fourth, I have positivity. Okay, I don't know, I haven't read any books or really dove into the law of attraction, but if you guys know about it, awesome. If you don't know about it, it's basically like, in a general way, it's kind of like karma, but it's really deeper than that, okay? And I'm not going to really go into it, but it's basically, you reap what you sow, you get what you give. So be a person. If you're a person who's just negative about everything and who wants to doubt people and wants to question people and doesn't really have an optimistic personality, you're going to attract people like that. You're going to attract energies like that in situations and circumstances like that, okay? So something I realized a long time ago is, okay, I need to increase my perception of positivity and really focus on not sitting on so many negatives. And it has changed my life drastically, and it's brought in more people who share that same mentality. And when you've surrounded yourself with more positive people and high energetic people, it just makes life a lot more fun, and you're around a lot more high quality people who aren't so pessimistic and aren't so like, yeah, you might fail, blah, blah, blah. Like, they're more of like, I believe in you, and less of, oh, be careful of failing in this way. It's two different mindsets, and it's two different triggers and two ways of approaching success and progression and personal development. So I really find that being around or being a positive, high energetic person and actually giving effort to other people always comes back to you in the same form. And does it mean no bad energy comes back? No, that's not how it works. There's good and bad energy, but you're more prone and susceptible. I hope that I'm using that word right. You're more susceptible to seeing and perceiving this positive energy in front of you because you're now a positive mindset. So you pay more attention to the positives and less on the negatives, and it just brings more positive opportunities because that's what your mind's stuck on looking for. Okay, so fifth, I have a good character and personality. And what I mean by that is, just like in self-education, you need to be teaching yourself. If you're not a naturally just great person, like if you don't commonly just get told like, oh, I really love being around you, like I love how honest you are, I love how loyal you are. If you aren't getting told that, and actually if you have the bad reputation of that, you need to address that, okay? You can, not that you can't, but it's gonna be very hard for you to be successful if people don't admire you for your character and your personality traits, okay? For me personally, I literally studied this. I studied self-esteem books. I studied just videos on law of attraction. I studied like positivity, how to conquer some of those things. And, it just takes an acceptance of taking responsibility for things outside of your own desires, okay? So it's easy to just make decisions for myself, but I have to realize that I have friends, I have family, and I have a community, and my actions and decisions impact everybody around me. So I need to be paying as close of attention as I can to my character and the decisions I'm making on a day-to-day basis, so that way I affect my friends, my family, my community in a better way, in a more positive way. And like I said, that law of attraction will all come back on you, okay? Next, I have take action. So out of all these ideas, out of all these desires you have, out of all this education that you've given yourself, out of all this positivity and character you've built, okay, at the end of the day, you need to take action on your desires. You need to take action, make plans. You need to actually be doing, and you need to actually be trying and, trial and error. Like, that's a crucial part of this. So in my bodybuilding, the way I did that was I would go on YouTube, learn videos, and literally I would just go to the gym. The next workout, let's say I studied shoulders. The next shoulder day, I'd go there and try out the new workout, and more commonly I would watch videos like prior to my workout to give me new exercises, especially when I first started out. And every single day I'm trying new exercises, I'm trying new form patterns, I'm trying new rep ranges, I'm trying different intensities, different rest periods, different weights. You're just trial and erroring everything, and you're finding out what you like over time. Did I just learn the tricks every time? No. I'm still learning things, and I'm 6 years into this bitch. Okay, I'm still learning every single time I go into the gym. I get a little bit better at things. I adapt and progress my training routine. It's a learning process, but it's all about trial and error, and it takes a long time. Okay, so bodybuilding is a great way to teach you that. Next, I have learn from your failure, which is extremely important. I can't even put enough weight on that. Okay, you cannot look at failures as a bad thing. You cannot look at those injuries as, oh, I need to end this, I need to stop this. There is a learning curve that needs to go down, and it involves failing. Okay, if you progress all the time and you never fail and you just succeed all the way, that's great, but you're never learning a lesson, and that you're never, I don't even know how to put that. There's so many influencers and educators out there who can word that a lot better than me, but you really have to embrace the possibility of failing and know that it's just part of the process. And a good quote that I saw, I think it's from Gary Vee, I made an Instagram post about this, but it was, even world champions lose rounds, okay? Even the people who win the highest prestige honor lost some rounds in the process. But it was not about losing the rounds or how many rounds they lost. It was about the dedication and consistency at which they went about winning. They didn't give up on the winning. And they learned from the failures. They learned what they were doing wrong, and they did better the next time. And that is how they eventually got to that status. Okay, that's anything you want to do. That's business, that's bodybuilding, that's personal development, that's relationships. Try what you can through self-education, through all those other traits. And if you fail, if you fuck up, if you create a bad reaction that you didn't expect, learn from it, move forward, try a different approach. Okay, they say the definition of insanity is trying the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Okay, and last one. What did I put? I obsessed with trying new things. So this is kind of like learning from failure. It's just a little bit different, okay? And I guess what was different to me was, you learn from failures and you try new things, but I think there needs to be, for you to actually be able to accept failure, you need to actually obsess over trying new things. Okay, I don't know how accurate this is, but I saw somewhere that it took Benjamin Franklin 10,000 tries to, he didn't invent the light bulb, but he mastered it and perfected it and made it into the possibility of it becoming what it is today, or whatever it was back then. So it took him 10,000 tries to accomplish what he was trying to accomplish, okay? I don't know if it's 10,000, you know what I mean? It was a lot of tries. He was obsessed with trying different approaches to get that winning result, to get that achievement that he was aiming for, okay? And he didn't get it the first time, the second time, the 100th time, the 1,000th time, you know what I mean? It took him 10,000 tries, whatever it is. He was obsessed to keep trying new approaches because he wanted that achievement, and he wanted to conquer that realm of whatever he was doing, and you have to admire that so much, okay? And in bodybuilding, we don't even notice it because technically every time you go into the gym, you're achieving something. But if you're just going into the gym and doing the same things off the same information, your body's only going to go so far before it plateaus. Okay, and when it plateaus, you're gonna be like, whoa, what the fuck? This is all fucked up, you know what I mean? But you need to be obsessed with trying new things. And if you're trying new things and you're progressing on top of the knowledge you already know and adding in new factors to progress yourself, you will plateau less consistently. Your plateaus will be shorter, or whatever it may be. You'll have an easier time overcoming your plateaus. And there will be a constant learning curve happening. And there's just never complacency. You're always progressing. You're always trying out something different from a different angle, new perspective. It's beautiful. So to sum that all up, as if you're trying to be successful at something, it isn't just some magic trick. It's a bunch of different traits that you need to develop inside of yourself. And you can't look from that. I mean, you can get help from other people, but you can't look for those traits to be given to you by other people. You need to take interest into yourself and take action onto knowing all this now. And that's what I'm doing. I'm helping you figure out the things that you need to focus on. And you need to take action on each individual thing and just take certain steps and just progress a little bit every single day. And at the end of the year, all these traits are developed and you are now in a much better position to achieve what you're trying to achieve, okay? It doesn't happen very short. You know, you can't expect everyone else to answer your questions for you. Sometimes you need to go look for yourself, a lot more time saving, and you know, you get more out of it because not everybody wants to share all their knowledge. Not everybody has a time for it, you know, like it's just part of it. So guys, I really believe that if you're someone who has conquered the bodybuilding realm, who can eat correctly to the point where they know how their body's going to react, to where they exercise, and they just if you've conquered anything, if you're extremely excelled at something, at a skill, and you continue to get better at it, and it's one of those things you're going to keep progressing at over time, you have done it. You have already done it. Can you get better? 100%. We can always get better. But it doesn't mean that you're not good. You need to appreciate how far you've come. But you've already done it. Now you just gotta shift that mindset and that obsession over to something else. Okay, something that serves you, something that gives back in a long term and not just a short term. You know, like how is it? It might affect you good today. It might affect you good a week from now. But how is it affecting you 6 months from now? How is it affecting you a year from now, or 2 or 5 or 10? You know, is it building your future, or is it just making your immediate time a little bit better, but not serving a long term? You know, there's different ways to go about it, different ways to approach it. But like I said, you've already done it, guys. You just have to learn how to shift it over to other things. And when you can self-educate yourself, when you have an open mind, you're a good listener, you're positive, you develop your character, you develop your health, you take action, learn from failures, and obsess with trying new things, I promise you, you can achieve anything you want to achieve. I am hopefully going to live a life that reflects what I've just given, and hopefully it takes you guys in a place that is beneficial to yourself and everybody else around you. That's the whole point of this. You know, build up our community, build up ourselves, build up our family and our friends, build up everybody, and that way this world becomes just a little bit better to live in, you know, a little bit less negative, a little bit less stressful to be around. You know, not everybody's fun, but you have a choice to be one of the fun ones, and you also make that choice to be one of the unfun ones. So it all begins with choices, it all begins with thoughts, it all begins with actions, and you can expect failing is part of that process. So thank you guys for listening. I appreciate it. If you have anything else to add, fucking send me that information. I love a good debate. I love a good, you know, like I said, I'm open-minded, I'm receptive. I love when somebody tells me something that I didn't think about. You know, maybe like, ooh, that's a good twist. I should have thought about that. You know, that's how we progress. That's how we keep going forward. And sometimes we do need other people's helps. So, helps. I'm a goofball. All right, guys. Have a good night. Thank you.